Hey guys, so I'm sure if you have clicked on this video that you are either a new mom or a mom that just hasn't been able to read as much lately, or just somebody that's curious if you're interested in ever having children. But this is going to be my tips and tricks on how to read even when you have a baby. So I had my daughter Alyssa 9 months ago, and I thought, well, this is it. I'm not going to be able to read as many books this year. I was actually kind of upset just because I thought I was going to be losing this aspect of my everyday life. But in actuality, I have read more this year than I think I read last year altogether. And it's because of some little simple things that I kind of picked up along the way. The first thing is that your house is not that important. If you are stressed, if you are tired, if you just need some mental health rest, don't worry about the house looking spotless. When you have a new baby, you think that everybody's gonna come visit you and that your house has to be perfect, and it doesn't. No one cares. They're all just there to see the baby. They're not there to see the house. So when you lay your baby down, if you can't rest and if it's just something that you just need some time to unwind, I would definitely suggest reading, because I can tell you that made a world of difference when Alyssa was a couple months old, that I could just lay her down for a nap and I could read for a little bit. I didn't have to worry about, oh, are the dishes done? Oh, are is laundry in the washer and or dryer? Is my bed made? No one cares. So, I mean, definitely find time to do those things too, but if you need a break, take a break. And I think that's actually gonna be my number 2. Take a break. Because I know it is hard and it's exhausting and it's not always fun. So if you have a spouse or a partner, or significant other or family nearby, I call them or tell them, hey, I need 20 minutes by myself, or I need 30 minutes in the tub with a book. That honestly, that will be a world better for you, and you actually get to relax and unwind for a minute. And it just, I don't know, it just makes your day so much better. And my next thing is probably not one that a lot of people would like or that I would recommend, but put your kid to bed early and you stay up late. That is what I do. And I know for a lot of people that is not practical. If you have a job that you have to be up at 5 a.m., don't do this. It's a bad plan. But Alyssa normally, thankfully, falls asleep at around 8 or 8:30, and then I stay up until around 11:30 or midnight reading, because that is the only time during the day that I get to relax. And I know that I could probably be doing a bunch of other things, but reading is really one of the most important things to me right now, because it helps me to de-stress. It helps me just not think about the rest of that day. And then I go to bed just happy and relaxed as much as I can be without stressing about the next day. So that really does, it really is a world of difference. But that does mean that I don't get the hour that I would have gotten if I had fallen asleep at my normal time. I don't get that extra hour of sleep, and I know sleep is important too. But for me right now, reading is really an important thing for me. So I give up that extra hour of sleep to read at night. And then the last thing that I'm gonna say is, do you, if you find any tips and tricks that work for you, then by all means do it. And if that means that you need to take a weekend and hand him or her over to somebody like a family member or your spouse or anybody, really, do that. Don't feel ashamed to ask for help, because I know I did in the first few months that Alyssa was born, I had to do this all by myself. I don't know why. I have a husband, I have family in town, I have both sets of grandparents that would love to keep Alyssa. Like, I don't know why I felt like I needed to do it by myself, but don't push yourself that far. Like, definitely take advantage of that. If they want him or her for a weekend, let them take them, and then you just relax and read or drink a cup of coffee in silence or just watch live PD like what I do. That is like my guilty pleasure TV show. No shame. If I can decompress and just watch that and not have to think for an hour, awesome. But the next kind of thing is what I'm going to talk about as like a reading routine of what I do every night with Alyssa. So what I do is at 7, I give her some cereal, and that normally takes about 20 minutes. And then we go and she takes a bath and we play in the bath, we have fun, whatever. And that normally lasts about 30 minutes. And then I put her in her pajamas and I give her her last bottle. Now I know a lot of people say don't feed them when they're falling asleep, because then they'll depend on the bottle and whatever. With Alyssa, that is what we have found that works. And I am not going to shame any mom for doing that or not doing that. That's what works for us. So if it works for your baby, do it. I am not about to sit here and say what you should and shouldn't do. This is just my personal routine of bedtime and getting to my reading time with her. And so that kind of tells her like we're getting ready to slow down, we're going to sleep, and normally by the end of the bottle she's passed out. And then I let her sleep in my arms for about 30 minutes, and then I go and put her in the crib, and usually she'll stay asleep until around 3 or 4 a.m. because it's still kind of a new transition for us. But in that time, it's normally around 8:30, and I lay her down, and then I grab my monitor and I go out into the living room and I sit in a chair that is my reading chair. That's what I do in that chair, is read. And I just sit and I relax for a minute, and I get my glass of water or a cup of coffee or whatever, and I just sit down, I relax, I have my blanket, I have my book, and then that's just what I do. Like, I read until around 11 or 11:30, and then I wind down and go to bed by midnight. And that's kind of what works for me. I know it's not gonna work for everybody, but I know a couple people requested this video, so I really felt like I should put it out there. So I hope you all take some of these tips and use them and tell me if they work for you. I would love to know down in the comments. And if you want to follow me and Alyssa, please subscribe to this channel because I do weekly vlogs and you'll see her a lot. And then on Instagram, I am at @BohannonBabbles. On Twitter, I am the same name. Those are both down in the description as well. But yeah, if you want to like follow us and ask me a whole bunch of questions, do it. I am all for it. So I'll talk to you all later. See ya.